Welcome back to the Mayorverse, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here. Today we're talking about everything new in DEADROP Snapshot 7. If you haven't been paying attention or you're just getting into the game, in Snapshot 7 you can get a driver key right now for $9.99 to get access if you missed it. That's one of the big things. I'm going to have plenty of videos on the channel, some of which already exist on the channel, detailing a lot of this new stuff. But this video is just going to list everything new in Snapshot 7, whether it be from the patch notes or things that weren't mentioned in the patch notes that you may have missed. So why don't we get right into it? So if you'd like to see the patch notes for DEADROP Snapshot 7, just head to midnightsociety.com and go to DEADROP, or midnightsociety.com/DEADROP for that matter. And there is a patch notes button right here, and you're going to get everything that's in Snapshot 7. There is, of course, creative mode, which is going to be enhanced with Lua scripting very soon. This is with the 6 DCM modes, which were also added to Snapshot 7, including my own infection mode. I just did a video about that. Go play it. Give me your feedback. We'll go over all 6 of those modes during this video. But all 6 of those modes were created using DEADROP DCM, or creative mode, UGC. A lot of terms there, but you probably get the concept. We also got, of course, the 6 new modes, like I said, which are Infection, Free-for-All, High Octane CTF, Team Deathmatch, Arsenal, and Enforcer, created respectively by Kubi, Joker, American Dad, OMA Monster, Caramel Hydra, and of course, myself. And then there's also the DCM Tool. Let me show you that. So to access the tool, creative mode, DCM, whatever you want to call it, all you have to do is click this change game mode thing. Of course, there's the main game, vertical extraction shooter, and you can play all 6 of the DCMs right there, including my infection mode. But if you go up here to creative, you can open DEADROP Creator Mode by clicking DEADROP Creator Mode. But then there's also refiner codes right here, and these are a lot like Fortnite island codes. If somebody publishes a creation in DCM, they'll get a code. You can share it with your community, share it in Discord, Reddit, whatever, and then you plug that in, and then you can go play that creation, play that mode in the future. That will encompass maps and so on, custom maps and assets. But right now, the creative mode right here, DEADROP Creator Mode, you click this. Here's the scripting button. You can already see it. It's green. It's not active. Coming very soon though. Click DEADROP Creator Mode, and here you go. So here's your choices. Right now, at least, you can edit these basic game templates, but then the Lua scripting is really going to open a ton of stuff. You're going to be able to do a lot more. All of these modes, including my infection mode, were built with Lua scripting, and it opens up a lot of doors, and people are really going to be able to build a lot more custom stuff in DCM and Snapshot 7. And of course, one of the biggest new features of Snapshot 7 is the race to the tower, the midnight ride, whatever you want to call it. This is the vehicle segment of DEADROP. As of right now, this is only linked to Sector 3 cold storage. So when you see Sector 3 come up on the playlist, that's when you're going to experience the vehicle segment, or in Joker's High Octane CTF, by the way. Check that out in DCM. But this is part of DEADROP. This is when the player leaves their hideout to go on their raid in the vertical extraction shooter mode, the main mode of DEADROP. You race to the tower in this very, I don't want to call it post-apocalyptic. That's the wrong term, obviously. But in the DEADROP universe, through the city, this dark, gritty future, you can see the tower there in the background, through this highway. You're actually racing the other players to the tower. And how this works, not only can you just race the other players, enjoy the scenery, awesome new song, by the way, whoever did this song, great job for this segment. Fly off of jumps and into parking garages. But if you equip a pistol or an SMG, you can actually shoot other players, blow them up. This doesn't take one of your lives if you get killed. It's just a fun mode, but there is a point and an incentive to it other than it just being badass. There's actual exits. You'll see you need to go to different exits, or maybe they're on ramps technically, to get to the tower, right? That's the point of a race and a battle, vehicle combat to the tower. And depending on which spawn you want to go to in Sector 3 cold storage and Snapshot 7, they're all labeled with different areas of the map. So if you want to go to that area of the map, make sure you get into that particular exit. You will see them. They're, like I said, they're all labeled. The cars, by the way, have a turbo boost and a heal that you can use with E and Q by default. But the point of that is obviously strategy. If you want to go to a particular part of the sector, spawn there, maybe because you know whatever the comic books frequently spawn there, or you just want a certain advantage, or you'd like a certain loot run. You can do that. If there's too many people who've already got off on that exit, or entrance, I should say, then you can't get in that part, and you'll see it turns from green to red. That means you cannot enter through that part of the sector. And of course, if you get there first, you're the first person in the tower. You actually have a looting advantage because you're in the game, you're looting, you're already getting ready for combat against other players and the cleaners and so on. But if you're dead last, there's other people who got in there first. Maybe they have a slight advantage from that regard. So really awesome segment. Great job. Well done. Looks great already, even early in development, and just super fitting for the game. It's perfect. Right now on Snapshot 7, there are up to 2 different vehicle models that you can get. This one is the Gallus. This is the base vehicle that everybody gets. This is the Lonin. This is part of the Dr. Disrespect driver key package. And you can actually change the colors on these, change the license plates. These are in the exotic crates. Some of them were in different driver key packages, of course. And like, so here's this one, for example. This is the Gallus. And I can put the red Pliskin skin on it, which I love, or the Rustic, depending on, I have the or Rusty, I'm sorry, and then you get the paint cans in game. Clearly there's going to be more vehicles over time, but these are the 2 in Snapshot 7. There's also the new Pliskin set, which is new to Midnight, skin set, wrap set. This is obviously influenced by Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. Here you go, it's red, it's got the snake skin thing. This is variant exclusive, by the way. Or if you go to your loadout, you were gifted a really cool red Pliskin AR. Looks really awesome when you equip it to a character. I love it. By the way, Midnight Society, 10 out of 10 on the new character models in general. They're much more fitting, much cooler. They look better in the universe, in my opinion. We do want Ponytail Man back. I mean, that character's gotta come back at some point. But Pixel and Cassius look great. The armor, the finished armor looks great. The poses, much better shoes, by the way. Much better shoes. Everything about the character models much improved. There are several new maps in Deadrop Snapshot 7, all of which right now are in the DCM modes, like My Infection mode. If you want to try them, jump into the DCMs. This mode is going to be a sector in the future. Right now it's called Proving Ground Runway. This looks to be very similar to concept art of what was at least planned to be Sector 4. I'll show that up on screen right here. Again, things change, everything is work in progress. But this map is literally a giant runway. There's a plane that you can go inside of, very detailed in there. There's passenger seats, a cockpit, so on and so forth. There's a multi-leveled underbelly here. Again, remember, it's a vertical extraction shooter. Zip lines all throughout on both the left and right hand side of the map. There's the series of catwalks and lots of loot over there. There's a big room with an elevator in it up on the left hand side, and this again is planned to eventually be at least the first version of a sector. Rob402 talked about how all these environments can expand over time, be changed due to in-game events, so on and so forth. So the first map is Proving Ground Runway. The next map is only currently playable, well, if you create a DCM, you could actually create a different mode in Canyon. But with that said, this is specific right now in matchmaking to Joker's High Octane CTF mode. It is a massive map called Canyon, and this thing is massive. And remember, these maps can fit 30 people. In my opinion, this feels a lot like Blood Gulch from Halo, and that's a very, very good thing. CTF also feels like classic CTF on Blood Gulch. Seriously, this map is massive, and it has verticality to it, but nothing like, Sector 3, for example. And as far as we know, it's called Canyon No Man's Land. There's 3 different iterations of this map, by the way, depending on how many players are on the map. There's a large LOL and a small variation of it, which is great that they're dynamically changing the map to suit the number of players already this early in development. This map, it's very complex. So it feels like I said, a classic, maybe like Halo map or something like that. Maybe even, I'm not gonna dare say any other franchises, but it feels like a big team battle Halo map to me. So you can experience it in High Octane CTF or in a mode that you create yourself in DCM. Notice in the patch notes right here, they're about mag locks. There's a reference to Sector 2. It's no longer called Proving Ground 2. It's actually being called Sector 2. I almost forgot to mention, the knife is now in Deadrop. This is the first melee weapon or melee feature that Deadrop has gotten. It's in my mode Infection, very prominently featured to test it out here. Looks sweet, Feels sweet. Give me your feedback on it, by the way, so I can, you know, give the devs the feedback as we design Infection, because obviously the knife is very important to Infection since the infected only have a knife. I also noticed that it's available in Joker's high octane CTF as well. I don't know if it's in any of the other DCMs yet because I haven't got to try them all, but the knife is in DCM modes like Infection. Go give it a try. Maybe we'll see Doc's $250,000 knife in Deadrop someday. You can also, of course, change your actual character between a male and a female character in Snapshot 7. I have Cassius equipped right now, who's the male character. To do this, all you do is you go to your loadout screen, you go and then you do Pixel, which is the female, or Cassius right here. And I do have a question for you guys. I'm going to pose this in a couple videos. Would you guys, sorry Midnight Society, to volunteer this idea, like an actual like character creator to like, obviously you're going to have different equipment, which is going to cover your character a lot, you know, skins and so on, but would you like to actually be able to like create your own face and like body type and all that stuff? I don't know, just a thought. Okay, if you notice that movement feels a little bit different in Snapshot 7 compared to previous snapshots, that's because it is right here in the patch notes. Player movement, increased movement acceleration by 25%. If you've noticed that the movement definitely feels a little bit smoother, and that's because there were movement changes. There were also changes to a few guns. The auto shotgun, by the way, I'm gonna do a whole weapon meta video. I do one for every snapshot. The auto shotgun, not really good right now. It might get hot fixed during Snapshot 7. That would be great. It was really strong in Snapshot 6. Definitely needed a nerf, but right now it's really not competitive. If you need a gun, you need a gun, right? You pick it up, but it's really not super strong. And just, yeah. Anyway, the burst pistol got massive changes, and it's very good now. It didn't really get changes along the lines of, you know, the damage per bullet or anything, but if you notice, you can just shoot it way faster and the bullets fire way faster. It thing's a beast now. Don't ignore it. Cleaner behavior was actually updated. These are the AI opponents in Deadrop, at least Sector 3. We're expecting different versions of the cleaners in the future. The cold storage variation, they definitely got some new behavior, which is good. The AI opponents, the cleaners, were enhanced. If you watch here, you'll actually see them jumping. If they run into, you know, a crevasse or a gap, they will no longer just like stand there confused what to do. They actually jump and, you know, basically move through the map more cohesively. They can also climb ladders now, which is cool. That also hopefully means that when you're climbing ladders, you won't run into 3 of them just standing there. But they definitely feel more alive in Snapshot 7, which is great. And of course, they're going to get more updates in the future. That's the whole point of this open development process. These are early iterations of the PvE enemies. In Deadrop, we're hoping to get stuff like boss type cleaners in the future, but there are cleaner updates in Snapshot 7. Controller enhancements were also a thing in Snapshot 7. I haven't tested them myself, but they're in the patch notes here. If you need, obviously, mouse and keyboard guides as well, because the vehicle segment is new, you need to figure it out. I will try controller on stream at some point, twitch.tv/MayorReynolds. But let me know, of those of you who play controller regularly, how do you feel it's moved forward? Again, this is really optimized for Xbox controller. More controller support will come in the future, especially because this game is planned for console. Do you guys want me to do a video about like the best settings for Deadrop Snapshot 7? I might add that to the queue. I have like 20 videos to make. Like literally, we have so many videos to make. So obviously subscribe to the channel if you want them. Check out the old guides and existing stuff as well. I guess I'm done with this video. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have questions about anything related to Snapshot 7, or if I missed something new that you feel should be pointed out, leave it down in the description or in the comments, whatever that thing is called. And thanks for watching. As always, guys, I'm gonna go on stream right now and play some Deadrop. So see you later. Mayor Reynolds out.